Cancer, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Here we go. Cancer. It feels like you are hoping to feel out a rough decision that has to be made. It's almost like you feel as if you just kind of wade within the energies and work within the process, that the answer will be revealed and you won't have to make a difficult decision. That you'll come across an aha moment if you just kind of go with the flow for a little while. That's what you're hoping for. The fear that you have is that somebody very close to you, and I know it's the Lover's card, but don't get caught up on love just because, Valentine's Day is among us, or is here right now. It's tomorrow when I'm doing this reading. So don't get caught up that this has to be a romantic partner. This just means an intimate relationship in your life, because my readings. I don't hyper focus on love. I don't hyper focus on finance. I hyper focus on self-care. So you fear that there is an intimate relationship in your life right now that is exposing some sort of vulnerability. And either you are uncomfortable being vulnerable with this particular person, or their deep level of vulnerability is scaring you just a little bit. The reality of the situation is that you don't feel like you're going to come out victorious in this situation. However, it's not that there isn't something to give or to gain or learn from the situation. It feels like something is coming up from the past and you have to tend to an issue, some unfinished business that you had not tended to before. Okay? Something was left unsaid and something was left undone, and there's this big gaping wound that needs addressing. That's what this is all about. This is about healing the inner child, or it's also a card of nostalgia, something coming back around to be dealt with. But you don't feel like you have the recipe to fix the situation, which is why you're hoping to just sit in the energy and hoping that, to do the right thing, the idea to do the right thing will naturally come to you, that aha moment. Because, like I said, there's a high level of vulnerability here that you're not necessarily comfortable addressing, but you recognize that the whole reason this situation is coming around is to heal something or someone from the past, maybe even yourself. There was an imbalance in this situation, inner conflict that you tried to walk away from, you tried to hide from because it wasn't fair. Your perception of this is it wasn't fair that you were put into whatever position that left this big wound, this unfinished business, okay? But the other person feels like it wasn't fair either. So there is some working out that needs to happen. You have the Queen of Wands here. So like I said, I don't hyper focus on love, and I don't hyper focus on finance. I hyper focus on self-care. So we can read this card a couple different ways. If this intimate relationship that we're looking at is in fact a romantic one, please know that the Queen of Wands can represent a sexually mature woman. Okay. The Queen of Wands can also represent somebody who politically adapts to her environment, somebody who wears a mask in order to, I don't even want to say manipulate, but in order to, not adapt, what's the word I'm looking for? She wears a mask in order to blend into her environment. She kind of can become who you want. She's often known as a bit of a seductress. Do you see what I mean? Um, so whether you're looking at this as a political figure, somebody who's playing the game of politics, or if this is a very intimate relationship, like a romantic one, if you look at somebody who um, becomes who you want at the time, if that makes sense, you'll see why that healing needs to happen. You see, this person that you're dealing with, and this could be you or this could be other person, but somebody, in order to begin this relationship, was unauthentic. Okay? They adapted to their environment rather than showing who they really were. So after time went by and you found out who this person really was, or they found out, they felt like it wasn't fair. Somebody felt tricked. So now you can see why there's this feeling, this uncomfortable feeling about the vulnerability. This person would have to humble themselves and explain why they did what they did, why they seemed to change so much, who they pretended to be in order to gain what they wanted. Like I said, you don't feel victorious in this situation. In all honesty, Cancer, you don't feel like anybody's victorious in this situation. But there has to be a level of authenticity on both ends in order to heal the unfinished business. So the choice is yours. Do you want to heal? Or do you want to move on? I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. And I wish you luck with this decision, because it's not an easy one. Either way you go. I'll see you next week.